New York and on the new Hot 97 app. Ebro in the Morning on Hot 97.
Rosenberg, you articulated earlier, too, that you're concerned with stopping Trump, and the environment and the widespread kind of openness of racism and hate, right? That's just become almost, it's being super normalized. Yeah. The other thing, we brought up voting down the ticket for those of you going to vote in the primaries and thinking about senator. And this isn't so much for New York State, but just around the nation, whoever streams us online or might be, listening to this after the fact. Never forget that right now there's 2 Supreme Court justices that are in their 80s, RBG and Breyer. Breyer's 80, liberal. The next president will likely pick 2 new Supreme Court justices.
Meaning if it's a Democrat, then the Democrats can take back over the Supreme Court. And if it's a Republican,
it'll be 7-2. 7 conservatives and 2 liberals.
Yeah, they don't have to be.
So wait, right now it's 5-4?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it could swap.
7-2. They could go all the way 7-2.
It could either go 5-4.
Right
the
now,
other
you're
way.
just protecting 5-4. No, you're just because 2 of the 4.
But if we get if a Democrat gets in and then we lose those 2, and
you're just replacing those 2. You're protecting 5-4.
all you're doing is protecting 5-4 because they're both Democrats. That's right. Damn, you can't even gain ground. None of the Republicans are old?
I don't know. I don't know their numbers.
Thomas is the oldest.
He's not old. He's like 65.
And Clarence is considered moderate.
71.
71.
He'll be there for a little bit.
The most moderate is Roberts.
Roberts is moderate. Clarence
not
is
old.
considered moderate, and he's not old. But anyway, it's something to think about.
That's a lot.
There's a lot at stake.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lifetime. You put in 2 45, 47-year-old conservatives who are
white
there,
male judges.
who are there for the next 35 years.
Yep. Vote life.
Whew, that's scary stuff. So again, yet another thing. You got to just go with the Democrat to go with the Democrat.
Yo,
ultimately.
RBG is holding on. She's holding on.
She's fighting.
But
She
man,
gets cancer every other week.
She's fighting. It
Comes
off every
right
day.
back.
But
No
that's
problem.
That's why,
Brush that off.
That's why I get frustrated with the people. To Leslie Jones's point, I get very frustrated and angry with the people who spend their whole life ripping down all the Democrats. Just all of them. You're just tearing them all down all the time. They're flawed, man. They're not good. But we're kind of in pick a side territory right here.
Oh, no, it's pick a side time. The next Super Tuesday, next Tuesday, that's it. Here we go. It's showtime.
So here's my question. What are we going to do?
With what?
If somehow Bloomberg crushes on Super Tuesday and it becomes his race, then we're going to be enthusiastic. We have to then be enthusiastically on board for Mike Bloomberg.
Enthusiasm? Nah, the enthusiasm is stopping Trump.
that's it, really.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
the
though.
enthusiasm.
We can't then be like, oh man, this is the problem.
So you want people to vote for him? Let's say Bloomberg was the one. You want people to vote for him and still not criticize him?
I don't think we should spend the next 5 months criticizing him because I think if you do that, by the time the election comes around, people are like, man, I've heard people destroying this guy for 5 months. I'm not going to bother voting for this guy. I might as well stay with Trump.
It's gonna be tough.
Well, that's a problem. That speaks to what the problem is right now.
Well, that's why you don't want a Bloomberg. You want somebody that people can rally behind. You want somebody that people are passionate about. You want somebody that people are going to come out for. You want somebody people are going to fight for.
But you also could just spend your time promoting the person you think is great instead of destroying the other people.
Well, I think hopefully when we get to that turning point, you got to fight multiple fights. Right now, you got people who are fighting the fight for whatever candidate they believe in.
I understand, but what I'm saying is
The only candidate I see getting universally torn the F down, well, 2 of them, are Biden and Bloomberg.
Well, people want to. I've been saying this for a long time. Stop with the Biden thing. Like tearing him down. You can make fun of him.
No, I'm just saying those are the only 2 candidates that
Biden's a dangerous one to tear down, though.
People don't like Warren, but I don't see them tearing Warren down.
People torn Pete down too.
Pete gets, but they don't hate Pete. They're just like, yo, you screwed this up and you screwed that up. It's like, you're a kid. Stay in a kid's place. You know what I mean?
I mean, there are people whose entire life is about ripping down Joe Biden. And Joe Biden wins convincingly this weekend and then has a great showing on Tuesday. It's Joe Biden time.
Yeah, for sure.
And relative to Trump, and even relative to Bloomberg.
But we got to
we
get
will
past Tuesday. We got to get past Tuesday.
It's
I'm not
5
there yet.
days away. They've been
Yeah.
doing it every day for months.
You got to get past
Yo,
Tuesday.
our guy Sean King, his entire Twitter feed is destroying Joe Biden. He's followed by millions of people.
Yeah, and
those
there's a
people
lot
are
to destroy
important
there.
votes.
There's
but,
a lot to destroy
but
there.
those people aren't going to forget the things you said.
No, that's
if
not
Biden,
the way it works. But that's just not how it works, fam.
What do you mean that's not how it works? I'm telling you how it works for me.
Right, and I'm telling you that you are wrong. You
How?
can't because
Just
you
support
can't just
Bernie.
gloss over problems.
Just
You can't do
Bernie.
it because they're going to get fried on the main stage. If the information is already out there, when they get to the main stage, it's already out there. The voting base already knows about it, and they get to make their decision.
But being fried relative to Trump versus being fried relative to other Democrats is a totally different thing.
Well, that's why I said you got to get past Tuesday. If you don't make it past Tuesday, you got fried up before Tuesday. Sayonara, see you later.
I just don't get it, bro. I don't understand it. I don't understand. You supposedly, if the thing you care about is beating Trump, and yet
But
all
that's
day,
not everything that all people care about. Not everybody's where you are. It's not that simple. And I don't know why you start yelling, and then you get me yelling. So then I got to back you down because I'm like, yo, man,
No, you're
who
not
the F
backing-
you yelling at? You sound like a moron. You want people
No, I
to
don't.
gloss
It's not
over
about
things
being
that
a
they have.
moron.
Yes,
It's-
they do. You want
just
people to
always tell me
gloss
I'm wrong
over
on this.
things.
I'm not wrong on it.
Because you want people to gloss over things they have problems with.
Ebro, it's not glossing over. Sean King, for example, he's not glossing. It's
He's
a dedicated
one
smear
guy.
campaign. But he's not
He's
the only
on
one.
Bernie's campaign.
But people don't realize that.
He says it.
But he didn't start as that. He's a social media personality who now
And
works
people
for a
disagree
campaign.
with him also all the time, and he has lost a lot of credibility out here and been fried himself.
But
he may not even be helping Bernie that much.
I understand what you're saying, but to that point,
Maybe you should just mute him. That's it.
well,
Just do that.
I
He has
sadly-
a problem with muting. He reads comments and can't mute people.
No, I muted.
It's one dude.
Because I like Sean, so I muted because I didn't want to get angry because I don't think this policy makes sense. And you and I have always disagreed about it. You think the vetting process is great. It's a reasonable thought process. I fundamentally disagree because when we get to next week, if you have now spent the last 4 months reading, I'm not just talking about Sean, I don't mean to pick on him, but if you've been reading tweet after tweet after tweet about how bad Pete is, mayor cheat, this, that, over and over again, then you get to Wednesday and he's your candidate. Oh man, that guy. And now you've checked out. Whereas if you didn't read all that and you get to the general election and Trump tears that candidate, okay, Trump's doing it, but I don't trust what Trump's saying. I do trust Sean King. I do trust this person on Twitter. So I think that we have done a huge disservice to our candidates by ripping them down over and over and over again. Then we watch them on TV and go, oh, why do they rip each other? We're ripping them.
Well, there you go. Because people want answers.
This is why we can't
People
have
wanna
anything.
know.
This is why we can't have anything nice.
People want answers. And by the way, people who are going to vote Democrat are going to line up and vote Democrat.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope so. But then when you tell me it's about more than beating Trump, I'm like, why? Why is it about more than beating Trump? Can't it just be about beating Trump?
For some, yes. Not for everybody. Everybody's not going to just line up the way you want them to, nice and clean, bro. It don't happen like that.
Everybody's voting on different causes. There's people that I know that solely care about healthcare. That's all they care about because that's what they're. Yeah, but see, you're privileged in that way because you're able to afford all of it. There's people who literally are like
It's not
trying
that.
to decide if they can afford insulin or
Well,
not.
listen,
they're about to die because they can't afford healthcare.
Well, first of all, my privileged ass is for universal health care, even though I can afford my own health care. However, Laura, the reason I rolled my eyes wasn't about healthcare being unimportant. It's about the fact that I think we all talk about healthcare and none of us even understand what they're talking about.
Yeah, we just want it to be cheaper.
Right. Now just tell us if it's cheaper.
I think that's what everybody wants.
But I'm all-
Affordable.
And by the way,
for
don't
that.
fall for the slick talk where they try to say, well, your health care is going to be cheaper, but your taxes are going to go up. Well, if your health care is cheaper and your taxes go up, it's a wash.
Correct.
You're spending less money.
Uh-huh.
Do the math.
But that again, this is why
And you don't have to jump through so many hoops with thousands of insurance companies trying to, take you to the wash all the time. They can get held accountable a little bit better. Now, I don't trust the federal government with running anything. Anything ran
especially
by the federal government.
a brand new system.
Anything that's wholeheartedly ran by the federal government is terrible. So there needs to be checks and balances there too.
Do we know besides
I'm for if y'all want to do Medicare for all, I'm cool. But it should be Medicare for all those that want it that way.
Yeah.
but that's different. That's Elizabeth
That's
Warren.
Elizabeth Warren's plan.
And that's one thing that I like about Elizabeth Warren.
Me too. So Bernie is not that. Bernie is this is what you're getting.
Bernie ain't getting that done. That ain't even getting across the line.
You think Elizabeth Warren can get hers across the line?
Absolutely she can.
To me, it's more realistic.
Me too. So is this show officially endorsing Elizabeth Warren? It feels
We've
like that's
loved
real.
Elizabeth Warren.
But have we officially endorsed her?
I don't endorse anybody.
I
It's
haven't
my
officially
show. It's Ebro in the Morning. I
decided.
don't endorse anybody.
I think you should.
No, I'm an independent. I don't endorse anybody. I want to see who gets past Tuesday. That's
Yeah,
where I
I just
started.
haven't officially decided yet. But I'm there.
I already said I'm
my
with
top.
whoever's the Democratic candidate. That's easy enough.
We did all that, and then we just came back to here.
Well, no, you did all that because you wanted to hoot and holler and yell and do all this
We need some
craziness.
hooting and hollering. It's around time.
Well, it happened on the debate stage last night, and you up here crying like a little bitch because they going at each other.
We could play some of that if you want
I-
to remind you. Coming up, flashing lights.